What's up, guys? Welcome to Teach Go High Level. My name is Eric. I love Go High Level, and my whole goal in this channel is to just teach you how to use it. No, you don't have to join my agency. No, you don't have to become an agency and try and do all these agency things. What I realize is there's a lot of people out there that want to use this platform, and they go and sign up for an account, but then they realize it's kind of overwhelming, and they just need someone to walk with them through it and show them how to use it. So that's my whole goal. I'm your teacher. I'm here to teach you. I have zero ask, all right? If you have questions, please make sure to put them in the comments. My team actually reads those, and we do FAQ videos when we get a little pile of them, all right? But today, we are talking about the Contacts tab. This is where your list lives. I don't know if you're an internet marketer, maybe you're not, maybe you've never even heard of having a list, but a list is a really valuable thing to have. These are people's contacts information that have reached out to you, maybe you've done business with them. There is so much money hidden in your list. In fact, most people don't realize how valuable their list actually is. Let's say you're a painter, right? And you think, well, you know, I only paint their house like once every 3 to 5 years. That's true. You might only do that. But that doesn't mean you don't have any value in your list, because if you've been in business for more than 3 years, maybe it's time to re-engage your list and email them and say, hey, it's time for service, that sort of thing. So having a list is super valuable. And as your list grows, there's a lot of cool marketing strategies. In fact, we have a channel that we could point you to that gives you some strategies and things like that. But it all starts with having a list. So in this video, I'm going to go over what's on the page. And then in other videos, I'm going to show you how to take your list and start to pinpoint groups of people in it and how you can kind of segment your list down and create what's called a smart list. So you can email the right people with the right message at the right time to be able to connect with them and hopefully get them to book, get them to rebook, whatever your service business is, whatever your brick and mortar is, there's always a reason to hit the list. All right. So when you log in here, on the left, remember main menu left bar, sub menu top bar. I want to drill this into your head. Main menu left bar, sub menu top bar. All right. So on here, the default list you're going to have is all. That is every contact that you've ever gotten. Anybody that called in, DM'd you, if you have your Meta hooked up, if they've emailed you, if they've called you, it's going to show up in here. Now, is all the information going to be complete? Not if you didn't gather it. Okay. But we'll talk about more of those things in Smart List, which is going to be the next video. I kind of just want to go through what's in here so you're not confused. Okay, so Smart List, this is where we're going to spend most of our time. Bulk actions, this is where you can see if anybody on your team has done anything in a large scale. So they've selected multiple contacts and done an action on it. That means they've added a tag, removed a tag, deleted a contact, put them in an automation. Anytime that you add in bulk or you remove in bulk, all that stuff is going to show in here. If it's completed or not, it's going to show you the status, who did it, all those sorts of things. If you send an email, it's going to give you statistics on it. Restore, if you're one of those people that accidentally deleted a contact, you can restore them. Don't worry, they're not gone. And I'll tell you, this didn't always used to be here. This is really powerful. Tasks, again, this is going to be a list where you can see all the tasks assigned to you as a user to different contacts. So again, like we've seen in other screens, if you need to do something like manual calls, if you remember, that's in there. Company, so this is if you're like B2B and there's companies associated with contacts. Let's say you do business with B2C Steel, right? And B2C Steel has 6 contacts in your database, but they all work at the same company. You can look by company here. Last is manage your smart list, so you can share certain lists with certain members of the team. Not everybody needs to get it. You can have what's called global lists. You do that all in here. And then lastly is our cog widget that takes us to settings for our custom fields. We're going to talk about custom fields in the smart list videos. I want to get back and show you the last few buttons on here. All right, so we go back to smart lists. This is your main area of interaction. It's by default going to show you 20 records. Now I only have 8 in this account, but right next to here, you're going to see 20 and it allows you to select 50 or 100. That's your page view of your contacts. Okay. You can select which columns you want to appear. So you can also add additional emails, additional phones. Maybe you need their address. Maybe you deal with the address. Maybe you're in real estate. That would be a really good example of why you'd need to see the address. Maybe you want to see their business name. You can customize all of that. Going through the buttons here, from left to right, you have add a contact. So let's say you met somebody at a networking event and you want to add them in as a contact manually. you can totally do that right here. At a minimum, the only thing you need to add is an email, one data. All right. You can even go like this. I could just put my name here and I can hit save. It's going to add just me by my first name. It just needs one data point in name, last name, email, or phone number to be able to do that. All right. Also, when you're adding a new contact, you can add, are they a customer or a lead? What time zone are they in? And if you wanted to DND them right off the bat, DND is do not disturb. All right. So maybe they're like, yeah, but just don't call me. You can select that right there, right away. Next button is pipeline change. So if you watch our video on opportunities and pipelines, let's say you got a list of 20 people and you want to add opportunities for them, you can bulk add an opportunity from here. You would just select the contacts that you want to add and you would hit that. It will tell you if you did something out of order. So I'm going to select just that one and it's going to pull it up and I have to select the pipeline, the stage, name the opportunity, and so on and so forth. If you want help with this, check out our video on opportunities and pipelines, add or update opportunity. If you want to add them to an automation, maybe some sort of redemption for a course or some monthly newsletter that you created. So if you wanted to add them to an automation, like a monthly newsletter or anything that you have built out, you could bulk add to an automation. You could bulk text from here. You can bulk email. Again, it pulls up the email builder. You can pull it in. You can pull templates in that you've already created. If you wanted to bulk add a tag, you could do that here. If you want to bulk remove a tag, you can do that here. You can bulk delete contacts. Again, don't delete if you don't have to. Your list is valuable. If you wanted to send them a review request, let's say you're a pizza shop and you're using GoHighLevel and you have all these people in here that have done business with you, you want them to leave you a review. Check out our video on reviews. That's a super powerful tool in here. You can do a bulk review request. Last few things on here, if you have a list from your old CRM, you could pull them in here using import contacts. If you need to pull them out for some reason to use that list somewhere else, you would export the ones you've selected. You can verify all their emails using email verification, and you can add or edit to a company. If you had a list of 10 people from a new B2B client that you needed to add and you wanted to bulk add them to a company, do that there. This last one is merging a contact. Now, merging a contact, when you decide to do that, you have to have at least 2 selected, okay? So it's going to pull it up and you're going to pick which parts of each record you want to keep. So I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to keep the name, but I'm going to use this phone number and I'm going to use this state, got that, and so on and so forth. And anything that you have on each of these, so maybe someone signed up with one email, but they do all their communications to another, you can do that, and then you hit confirm. Just like that. Then hit resolve and it will combine them into one, however you selected it. If you need to find someone really quick, the last thing is the quick search. So if I needed to find Eric, it's going to show me everybody with the name Eric. You can do anything that shows on here. So you can do phone number, you can do email, you can do last name, anything that you have in the columns here, it will help you find it. That's your quick search. And then if you wanted to find the client and start doing things in the conversations tab, boom, it will take you there right into their field and you can start looking at their history and everything we covered in that video. So that is the page and an overview. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to start drilling down your list and getting as much value out of it as possible, because you don't always email your whole list. You may want to segment it. And we're going to talk about that in the next video. Again, my name's Eric. This is Teach GoHighLevel. My whole goal is to get you to be a capable user in GoHighLevel with zero ask, because I think you deserve it. We'll see you in the next video.